to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you all had a nice week and you're having a nice weekend as well. As you can see, I'm going to be working on a different project today, which is the Lakeside Village Gold Collection Dimensions. Now, I chose this particular project, I think it was 2 years ago, and I was looking for a new full coverage to do, and I wanted to do a landscape, a nice pretty landscape, and this picture reminded me a lot of Italy. And as you may know, I am Italian, so when I saw this landscape, it kind of reminded me of home. But yeah, I've been, to be honest, I've not really been working on this project for quite some time now, and I should be really continuing it. But yeah, so I've done quite a few stitches, as you can probably see. I started my stitching on the basically down. Instead of doing the left hand side, I started at the bottom, and I've been working my way up really. And yeah, there's been a lot of different confetti stitches, which has been quite complex. But yeah, it's been going okay. I mean, I can show you, because there's so many colors in the project, you know, the project does come with a thread organizer, which, to be honest, my thread organizer is really messy, and I'm so sorry probably having to show you this, but it's, oh gosh, it's so messy, it's incredible. Oh god, I'm actually quite ashamed having to show this to you, but yeah, this is the thread organizer that came out of I think it's one of the thread organizers that came out of the kit. And yeah, I had to take off some of the colors because they were all getting all knotted up, and so I said to myself, you know what, I prefer just putting, you know, using a bobbin to kind of stop it from knotting itself up. So for example, I bobbinated this one so that this one is the 16010 that is found here, and so I took it off from the thread organizer and I put this on the bobbin, just to make it neater as well, and less knotty. But yeah, the trouble is with the thread organizer is, you know, if you're not careful, you'll end up in huge knots like these ones. So yeah, when I see this, every time I see this thread organizer, I'm like, oh my god, I need to unravel all of this, which is, I guess, a bit time consuming, but oh well. Now I think I've learnt my lesson now. So so yeah, I've most of the colors that that came out on the thread organizer, I've put on bobbins. So you can see a few more colors here that I've put on bobbins as well. Yeah, I mean, I find bobbins help massively compared to using a thread organizer. I mean, for other people, thread organizers are great, but for my own sake, I think bobbins are better for me. I guess you do need a lot of patience to kind of, you know, just wind them up and wind them down every time you use them. But I guess, you know, it just helps me more. And as you can see, I've written the number of the thread, and, you know, the number of the color as well. on the bobbin. So I literally just took care of writing out literally every single label. And I have to say, I am a very, very messy person in real life. You know, I'm just, yeah, I'm not a very tidy person, but I really, really made an effort here because, yeah, it was driving me insane. I get overwhelmed quite easily if I see so many colours, so having bobbins really, really helps. So yeah, that's that. And you might have noticed, I guess you can't see it very well, but yeah, there is, I'm using a frame today just because I've been doing a lot of stitching, hand stitching, and my wrists are just, they're killing me literally. So to avoid, you know, just being in pain all the time, I just want to give my wrists a bit of a rest and just use my stand, which yeah, it's quite comfortable because I am stitching in bed now, and you can adjust the frame, so depending on how, you know, how tall you want it to be or how short you want it to be, and it also has a really nice feature of, you know, you can attach your charts as well, or you can attach a light as well to, you know, if you're stitching at night, and and it comes with clips as well, so I just, you know, use my clips on here. And yeah, so I'll just get started with this, I guess. And I'm actually really curious what projects you've been working on this week. I have been working on quite a few projects, just to, yeah, keep myself busy. It's been very, very rainy and cloudy in the UK. We've had quite a few clouds nearly every day now. Yeah, actually today was quite sunny in the morning, and then it got really cloudy in the afternoon. But yeah, I really do miss the hot weather, or, you know, just the seaside and everything. But yeah, oh well. I still need to get my my COVID vaccine done, so I'm still waiting for that. Hopefully soon, we're nearly there, I think. Yeah, have you done yours? Oh. Okay. I was just thinking today how the pandemic has really changed our lives, really. I mean, our lifestyles. I mean, yeah, it's a really big change, and I mean, I have to say, I don't feel super confident yet to just go out and, you know, pretend that the virus is not there, you know, kind of thing. And so I've kind of I'm taking it slowly, I'm easing into it slowly, trying not to pressurize myself and try not to rush it. I think having the vaccine will help a lot, kind of like soothe my anxiety a little bit. And yeah, I mean, okay, so it's blue. I've got 3 days off this week, and I was really looking forward to spending some time stitching and, you know, just catching up with my projects, and it's been really I guess really hard to find some time to stitch, especially because I mean, we've had some repairs that we had to do at home, and it's been really like hectic. Like yesterday we've had electricians come round for 6 hours, so yeah, loud noises for 6 hours, and you know, just yeah, builders in the house, and it's a really long day, and I was hoping that I could do some cross stitch whilst they were, you know, just working and everything, but it was really difficult. I mean, without getting distracted every 2 minutes or so. So yeah, kind of felt like I had wasted a day of stitching just to run around builders all day. But yeah. Sorry, I don't know why my oh, okay, I don't know why my phone stand was falling. It's not good. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of flosstube these days. So I mean, there's quite a few flosstube channels that I enjoy, and it's always good, especially the stitch it with me sessions. I always find them quite good. So yeah. Oops. At what time do you stitch normally? Do you normally stitch during the day, during the evening, or in the afternoon, or what is your normal like time that you usual time that you usually stitch? I don't have a usual time. I usually, well, it depends. I usually prefer the afternoon, like early afternoon to mid-afternoon, or I mean, another time I really like stitching is in the evening after dinner. So especially if I've had like a late shift, for example, so if I finish like at 9 or at 6 p.m, then I'll have dinner, and then I'll basically, you know, just you know, brush my teeth and everything, and then get into bed and stitch for some time, and it really helps me relax, keeps me distracted, and do you usually watch something when you stitch? Or do you listen to some music? Or do you like to stitch in silence? I usually like watching things on YouTube whilst I stitch. However, yeah, it has to be something that won't distract me too much. And I have to say, there are times where I absolutely love stitching in total silence. I mean, I love silence. I mean, it doesn't make me uncomfortable sitting in silence, and actually I find the peaceful silence so relaxing, you know. Sometimes you just need to have that peace. So yeah. I've tried stitching with music as well, and I think classical music is great, or relaxing, you know, background music is always lovely. As you have noticed probably, I've been doing half stitches here, just because it kind of makes it a lot faster for me just to do half stitches and then go back on them and do literally the other half stitch, rather than doing one full cross stitch at a time. Yeah. And you may have noticed as well my Aida. So I did some really small gridding over here. I don't know if you can see this, I guess. So there's a bit of gridding on my Aida, not everywhere, just pretty much here. As I was experimenting you know, doing your own gridding, which to be fair was quite I found it quite time consuming, but also, yeah, I mean, I was probably just better off using some easy count Aida. But yeah. But anyway. Any plans for the summer? Holidays? I'm not planning for a holiday yet, although I'm hoping that I can get some time off in August, so that I can go in, I can go back home and stay with my boyfriend's family for a little while. That would be nice. So I really hope that I'm able to get that time off. Oops. Okay. What about you? Are you working from home, or have you gone into the office during the pandemic? I have been working from home all the pandemic. It's been really tough. I mean, yeah, it was quite exciting initially, but it does get really tough over the time. It can be quite isolating, really. So I am looking forward to going back to the office for, you know, a few days, and then, you know, being able to have that flexibility between working from home and the office. So yeah. Okay. During the pandemic as well, I've apart from cross stitching, I've also been gardening a lot. I mean, my we've got like a small communal garden at the front of our at the front door of our house, and it's really lovely. So I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm a gardening expert, but it really helped my mental health during the pandemic, and you know, just being able to just go out and look after the plants and water the plants and just do some weeding. It's always been quite relaxing, and also I think a chance to interact with my neighbours as well. So yeah. I remember last year I've bought so many new plants that were ready to be planted, and yeah, it's so lovely to watch your garden grow, and you know, flowers blossoming. It's lovely. I have to say, I was really tempted to try and grow some veggies as well in my garden, but I don't think the soil is right. My neighbour, she's quite a good gardener, and she tried growing some veggies for herself, and she wasn't able to because the soil wasn't very good at all. It wasn't as fertilized as she needed it to be. So yeah, it's quite tricky. But yeah, I do like the idea of having your own veggies to grow, and it's kind of nice. And I didn't even know this, but apparently my borough, and I think any borough in the country as well, they in the UK they can give you like you can ask for an allotment of like an allotment to do some gardening or to grow veggies or and it's really lovely. So you can rent one. There's a really huge long waiting list for it though, and you get you're given like a bit of land to grow crops and plants and whatever you want to grow. But it's really pretty because it allows you to kind of just, you know, to decorate the outdoors. And you know, the allotment could be anywhere. Could be, I mean, near a street, or you know, anywhere really. So yeah, it's quite a good idea, especially if, you know, for people that don't have a garden or access to their own private garden. It's really, I think, a good idea. I mean, mentally, like mental health wise. And there's also a really good website as well on how to, you know, learn you know, gardening, and you know, they give you like lots of tips. I don't remember the website name, but it's quite I think it's quite a popular one. And you know, sometimes it just takes a little bit of de-weeding after a long shift at work, just to, you know, clear your mind and relax. I mean, I find it so helpful. What do you like to drink when you cross stitch? I know everyone has their own snacks and their own drinks that they eat and consume, and I personally, I love drinking tea, hot tea, like herbal tea, when I stitch. It gives me energy, and especially when it's cold outside, it's always nice to have something warm. I'm just very, very careful and cautious though around my cross stitch piece, as I'm really aware that, you know, things can spill quite easily. But yeah, I'm not a fan of coffee. I mean, I usually have coffee early in the morning, but yeah, I don't really like it when I'm stitching, as it makes me quite nervous. So I prefer, you know, drinking some nice herbal tea, especially fennel tea. Chamomile is quite good, but not ideal for cross stitching, I guess. What else? Jasmine tea. Oh gosh, yeah, it's really nice, especially if you've had like a really large meal. You just need that sometimes. Okay. It's incredible how cross-stitching, or any other hobby really, can help you feel closer, or like it can help you feel like you have a connection with someone, even if that person is no longer alive. So for example, my nan, she passed away in December on Christmas Day, and she was really good at cross stitching. She was really good. She made a lot of cross stitch pieces, and she was the one who actually taught me how to cross stitch. I was really, really young at the time, so but yeah, I mean, I find it quite amazing, the fact that, you know, during this time of grieving in the past few months, and it has been so helpful to cross stitch. It's made me feel so close to her, even though she's no longer with us. I mean, it's been really helpful, I guess, and cathartic as well. Okie dokie. Got quite a lot of blue to do. All of this white needs to be filled in. Ooh, that's a lot of blue. what is your favorite TV series? Are you watching one in particular now? We have been watching The Office, which is, I have to say, quite funny. It's a comedy as well, kind of bits of like comedy, but yeah, it's so funny. Really cheers me up. I'm also a big fan of the Vampire Diaries on Netflix. If you like fantasy vampire stuff. I actually watched all the seasons. I think there's quite a few seasons, like 5 or 6. Yeah, I watched them all, cross-stitched through all of them, and then watched the sequel to that, I think it was, the originals, and I cross-stitched through all of that as well. But yeah, I was addicted to that. It was so, I loved that show. So yeah, I think they've done another one as well now, so there's like another sequel again. Sorry, this thing just keeps on falling. It's not very stable today. It's playing funny games. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this stitching session with me, and I wish you all a lovely rest of your weekends. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.